Man, this foot has just been like traumatized. I was walking up a garter snake, like slithered over my foot. We did it! We did it! Not the ideal place when you just like real quick want to pop a squat. But it's like, they need more signs. Maybe I really am just ditzy. Pretty overwalking. God, I wonder how pack mules feel. Good morning. Last night was a little rough. I had a really hard time staying asleep. Around 3:15, like, I was up. The coyotes were howling. There was an owl not far from camp that was just like hooting away, which I loved all of it. I like scrambled to get my phone so I could at least like record the sound of it. But every time I would hit record, they stopped. And I felt like that was another reminder of, hey, just be present. Just be present with us. And I was like, okay. And as soon as I stopped recording, there had to have been like 10 coyotes just howling away. It was really beautiful. They were a lot further away than they were earlier in the evening. I didn't go back to sleep until around probably 5:30, which was a bummer, but I needed the sleep, and a bunch of birds woke me up this morning. We're just like, hey, it's time. I was like, no, 5 more minutes. And they're like, it's time. And as soon as I got up and got dressed, they flew off. And I was like, I love how much nature holds me accountable for even like the most mundane things. Anyways, it is already getting pretty toasty. Not just because the sun is like right on me. We do have a really beautiful breeze going that's helping calm it down a little bit. I think the high today is about 90 degrees. And I don't know if I already said this, but I only have about like a liter of water left. And I wanted to immediately go down Echo Canyon and then hit the summit trail. But I definitely want more water to do that. I don't want to be without water at any part of this trail since most of it is in direct sun and it's going to be getting hot pretty quick. So I think the plan is just to take Echo Canyon down to where I parked my car because it's about half the mileage, albeit a lot steeper, and there's going to be some scrambling where I'm going to have to be on my butt. It's just, I like adventures like that. My foot is doing a lot better this morning. It's still pretty bruised, but it's not swollen anymore. At least, like, no. Well, it's like a tiny bit swollen, but not nearly as swollen as it was yesterday. And it's not as colored, but unfortunately last night, whenever I got up to use the restroom, I did end up kicking one of the tethers and I cut my toe on the same foot. And I'm like, you poor foot. When we get back, you're gonna have a spa day. Between the bug bites, the cuts, and the bruises, man, this foot has just been like traumatized. Anyways, I'm going to finish the rest of my breakfast. I am already kind of like regretting not bringing my green tea up here. I am excited to get out and explore a little bit more. It's going to be a beautiful time regardless what happens. I am pretty bummed that I don't have my long lens right now because on the other side of the lake is a kingfisher. Also, whenever I was walking up, a garter snake like slithered over my foot, which is fine. I just was not expecting it. The hike has gone really beautifully so far. Honestly, as much as I wish I had my long lens, I feel like a big theme or a big message from nature so far is like just enjoy what's happening around you. Not everything needs to be commemorated, captured. Some things are meant for just in the moment. And what you're able to capture, which is mostly just stillness. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to it. We made it back to Tank Girl to do our resupply, and I'm really glad that I didn't go up to the summit because I only had like a few sips of water whenever I got back to the car. So I'm gonna refill the water, brush my hair, might cook up some tacos since I've been eating just like jerky and nuts and tuna. And cheese, a lot of cheese, probably too much cheese, but cheese is life. There were a lot of people on the trail this morning, like going down Echo Canyon and of course like going up to the summit. And I was surprised like how many people just weren't carrying water. It actually made me really concerned, but I'm not their mom, so it's not my responsibility. Now that I've mentioned tacos, my stomach is like grumbling. I kind of want to go up to Little Rock, which is behind all these shrubs. Whenever I was, on the forums and stuff, a lot of people said that the summit is really busy, but that Little Rock has just as gorgeous views and it's not as populated. So I'm contemplating just going up there after I eat, because it's like 0.8 miles round trip. But the map for the park doesn't have a trail going up there, but in my like GPS, there is a trail going up there. I decided against cooking mostly because it occurred to me that I would have to wait for the pan to cool down before I could load it up. So I'm just gonna eat the beef cold. I also remembered that I brought an avocado. After we eat, I'm gonna load up more food, more water, and then we'll see about going up to Little Rock. It's already really hot. It feels nice with the breeze, but in the sun it's hot. I changed my mind on everything. We are going to go up the summit, and then we're going to complete the rest of the loop trail. I think that's about 4.2 miles going past Freshman Mountain and Buzzard's Roost. It's going to be a long day, but it's only noon, so we have all day to do it. And once we get back to camp, we'll just chill and wait for the stars. To the top. We did it! We did it! It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous views. However, I have to pee really bad. It's not the ideal place when you just like real quick want to pop a squat. So I'm gonna shimmy on down this rock and a restroom or a bush. That far into the hike on the way back to the campsite. I'm kind of kicking myself for not taking my shoes off and letting my feet breathe when I was up at the summit, because I can feel just how like swampy and oxygen deprived that they are right now. And I'm kind of nervous because I'm kind of starting to feel the beginnings of some blistering, which is never fun. So once I find like a good sitting rock, I'm gonna sit and let my feet breathe. After letting my feet breathe and grabbing a quick bite, I followed the front side trail to Turkey Pass to link onto the loop trail. That's when things kind of took a turn. Something to note about Enchanted Rock is that the trail markers are widespread and often blend in with the landscape. Both the Garmin Explorer app and the All Trails app showed what looked like the loop trail and an alternate. I didn't think much of it when I found myself walking within Sandy Creek. This is Texas. We're in a drought. Most creek beds stay dry throughout the year, and there were other shoe prints in the sand. But I did start getting suspicious when I was having to bushwhack my way through shoulder height grass, including sandbur grass. So this is where I am now. I was supposed to be following the orange trail, but I somehow ended up on the Sandy Creek. until about like right here. And then it happened again. But luckily I hadn't gone too far before I realized this is absolutely not the trail. So yeah, go me. All right, we made it over to Buzzard's Roost via not the trail, mostly the creek. It was so funny as I was like wading through all of the tall grass. Part of me was like, this isn't the trail. It's not, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. And even like my GPS was like, yeah, no, you're there. You're on the loop trail. And I was like, I don't know about this. And then I heard people up top and I was like, that's the trail. Now there's all these burrs all over my shoes and socks and my legs are super scratched up. I know for a fact I went through some poison oak, so that'll be fun. But I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, we made it. I mean, finally got back up on the trail, so it's all good. We wouldn't have been lost anyways. I feel like it's hard to get lost in Enchanted Rock. Part of me is like my feet are tired. We've been walking for a while because being down at the creek, you can't move as fast because the sand is really soft. There's really tall brush. There's things biting you, like the burrs and the mesquite, cacti, things like that. So you can't move as quickly. And the grass was like up to my shoulders in a lot of places. But now that we're back on the trail, it's easy. Like I feel myself moving at a faster pace at the same time. I'm like, I don't want to walk anymore. I feel like I'm starting to get some blisters just from like having worn my shoes for so long. But it could just be that my feet in general are fatigued. So if you come out to Enchanted Rock, make sure that you like really, really read those trail signs. I somehow missed them and ended up at the creek. But it's like they need more signs. Maybe I really am just ditzy. Over walking. There's about a mile left. And I just keep telling myself like embrace the suck. Just keep hiking, keep trekking. We're almost there. It's only like, I don't know, 30-45 minutes. I am interested to see how far in total we ended up walking today. And the views are still gorgeous. I'm trying not to rush myself and lose my breath. And I keep wanting to like stop and take all the photos, which I have stopped to take a few, but let's just get back so I can rest and take these freaking shoes off, which we only have to turn off for the campsite. Woo! Yeah. Did it! We're so amazing! I can't wait to take my shoes off. Oh, my shoulders. Oh, we did it. We did it. Oh, I feel so much lighter. God, I wonder how pack mules feel. Oh, man. Yes. All of this off. Oh. Oh, we have all these burrs still on the laces. Oh. Don't want those next to the door. So if I come out here barefoot, oh shit, where'd that go? I'm surprised my legs aren't scratched up more, but my ankles would have been screwed. Do I have one in my leg? Whew. Look how dirty. All that debris. Oh. Oh. Whew. Feels nice. Feels really nice. It's exactly what I needed. Now, shall we play a game of Tan line or dirt? God, my legs are really swollen right now. Well, what do y'all think? Leave a comment. Tan line or dirt? That's a spider. Oh man, I'm so at peace right now. There's sandhill cranes flying over and doing their little like brr, brr. I feel so good. I do have one gnarly blister on my left heel. I knew I felt one developing. I mean, I could go to sleep right now and be okay with it. I do want to drink some more water because I can just feel how dry my system is. When I started out, after on the summit, I had to use the restroom. And then whenever I got on the loop trail, I used the restroom a few more times. So I was like, oh, I'm so hydrated. I'm so proud of myself. And now I feel very dehydrated. And I'm grateful that I brought that extra liter of water so I don't have to worry about like having some on the way back. I'm also pretty sure that I'm the only one camping up here tonight. Unless people just haven't made it up here yet. Can you tell how exhausted I am? I'm gonna go now. Okay, bye. Something I was just thinking about is how I really didn't need that other lens. I barely saw wildlife. Like I saw mostly birds and insects, couple squirrels, but I didn't see any like deer or porcupine or raccoons. Something did come by the camp last night, but I was too tired to be bothered. I'm glad on that first day that I forgot it. That first day that was yesterday. I'm glad that I forgot it because it allowed me those opportunities to stay present and to just be a witness. There were so many things that happened today that I was like, oh, I wish I could have gotten that with but I'm glad that I was just there to be a witness to it. And I mean, that lens isn't light. It's got some weight to it because I also have to use an adapter with it. But I think all in all, I'm grateful that my forgetfulness kind of served me. And sometimes that's just the way it is, right? It's only 6:30 and I can barely keep my eyes open. So I'm just going to surrender to it and allow myself to sleep. Hopefully sleep through the night tonight. Wake up feeling super refreshed and make the hike down. Still don't know which way we're going. I think it depends on how my body feels, but most of me is leaning towards Echo Canyon.